Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Live with Lindy. I'm Eric Lindquist, also known as Lindy. That's probably why it's called Live with Lindy. But here we are on this lovely Monday, March 16th. It is currently 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific. Let's get ourselves into some sports betting, shall we? It's going to be pick'em time primarily, and then obviously we'll get into the ins and outs of anywhere else that you may be firing it up. But I do want to start with this one where CLV, it is not a lie, Polly Pocket. It's not. I mean, this is just going to get silly, right? This is just going to get silly. Josh Giddey triple-double, plus 230 best available, and it still has edge attached to it. Sometimes you just recognize something night before and you get to be the trendsetter of the day. And here we are. It was very clear to me, very, very, very clear to me that we were going to have to jam a little bit more than normal on a plus 475 prop. Ended up on plus 450 as well. Combined plus 463, I believe it would be. But yeah, weighted. We're pretty happy with that relative to plus 230. So here we are. What a time to be alive. Josh Giddey. Hopefully you can get it done for us on Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks in the triple-double department. We could maybe find ways to maybe stack him up on Underdog. I haven't played with this yet. Probably should have done that before the show. He's at 10.5 assists now. Fuck off. Really? 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 Really, really? 19.5 rebounds plus assists. What is happening? My God. Why is it two different things listed for 8.5? I would strongly recommend you don't play either of those, but you know, that's just me. Just an insane amount of stuff that we've got to get to here on this program. I'm sharing, as I always am, the Stokastic props tool. I am sharing the Odd Shopper odds screen. These are really, really good times, and obviously tails on the far right-hand side where you can see myself. There I am, posting this, letting everybody know I was going live in 5 minutes, and then a ton of other sharp people in the space. We got myself, Jazz Raz DFS, DK DFS, DFS Donuts, Mike Thurston, the Fantasy Guru, Sportside Jacob, J Metal K in the chat already, FOTP. Yeah, you know me. B Grebs, of course. So many awesome people. T Money DFS, Lisa Marie. Can't recommend enough. Mr. Marcotte, who's awesome in the college basketball street. So many people that you could be following, getting the VIP of, and also be tailing for free. A lot of people posting some free stuff for the people. Take advantage of that. My guy EMAC DFS hanging out in the chat here already as well. Life is grand. Life is beautiful. We got the NBA prop tool posting some free goodness for you as well, kind of combining some of the stuff that we're going to be sharing on screen. But we got rates that we're going to be changing around. We got some things that I do want to kind of be breaking into from that perspective. But let's get a lay of the land like we normally do here on this show after I, of course, say hi to everybody. How was your weekend? Hopefully lovely. Good morning. Formula One was really good. Go Suns plus 8.5. All right. That's not very nice. I'm plus 8.5. We don't want that. We don't want that. They're up to 9 now too. So why don't you fucking go get 9, you heathen? Troll. Anyway, great. You're doing great, Aaron. That makes me happy. Lindy absolutely posts every day on Tails. I absolutely do. Do you post all of these on Tails? Yes, I do. I will be posting everything like I have been on Tails nonstop. Hopefully, this weekend, you also tailed the college basketball goodness. I did feel especially saucy with that 50% boost. Oh, these are all the ones that I have live. Was building some stuff out before the show, getting an idea of where we could go, take a journey. And I think I'm going to get a little sidebar action above, below, and get that thing rocking here as long as we're still doing this video and people want to show up, talk some pick'em, talk some bets for the day because, well, that would be especially nice. But that was good. That was a good boost. Completely posted free on Tails for everybody. Put it on social too. Just wanted the people to know that you can use a 50% boost pretty easily and have massive positive expected value. When you're pushing something from plus 550 to plus 825, you don't have to know shit about the sport. You just have to know about markets. You have to know about top-down betting rather than just the bottoms up, which is what we do a lot in the prop streets. But top-down betting, Works awfully nice over on Odd Chopper, and it was nice to hit that one for everyone. But getting to land, here we are. Orlando, Atlanta. Kaminga's still sitting there waiting on the world to change. Jet Howard as well. Brought them up last night. We do have Melton, Pajemski, Santos, Green, Porzingis all in off the injury report. And that was something that I thought was a little bit interesting as, Golden State. I did not see everybody in, but I didn't really know what to make of anything. We have Quinn Post questionable. We have LJ Cryer questionable, who doesn't matter on this back-to-back. I guess everybody mattered yesterday with more limited dudes, and nothing like being up 21 and choking the chicken, and not in a fun way. I've really been enjoying the Stokastic free week. That makes me happy, Zach Davidson. It's an awesome tool. There's so much good stuff to take advantage of. Happy March Madness. Happy March Madness to all who celebrate. Howdy, y'all. It was a great betting weekend. Hope it was for y'all too. Yes, John the Bettist. It absolutely was. Even though I didn't have a ton on the card, I just wasn't going to go out of my way to force shit. I played golf on Saturday morning, and I got done, and I updated my sheet and sat down in here and just kind of stared at the wall. Didn't really know what I wanted to bet. Found some random stuff, made money. College basketball made money. Sunday, barely found anything. Justin Edwards hit some threes. That was chill. And here we are. Just to recap my betting weekend of pretty limitedness, but we already got ourselves a lot of good stuff going here already. Why would you insult the Loyal Tales members, the local troll? Come on, bro. Shut the fuck up. This isn't your show. I just want to prove that I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now. Eric, I just joined. Have you already gone over your picks? Where can I find them? Yeah, so if you have the Discord, or if you go over to Tails and you're able to see everything as it comes in. So last night, obviously, again, you're not going to get CLV like this all the time. So I'm not going to act like, oh, whatever, but posted my late night NBA pick'em, and we'll go over some of that. Peyton Pritchard ended up on that a little bit later after the show, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Honestly, I was even thinking about holding off, but yeah, tiny bit of CLV at the moment, nothing crazy. I actually don't hate it for the 4.5 for Underdog, but probably won't end up utilizing it there. Just not as good as betting it, so I bet it. San Antonio, Los Angeles. Josh Giddey triple-double. Notice the number. Just absurd. And then we added more on. I pinged the Discord last night because it just needed to be done. And then Boston, 8.5. So those are the VIP ones. And then Nikhil Alexander-Walker as well, -125. We're still sitting here on the Kuminga one, but that was the smallest play of everything. Kind of had gone over that last night on Lindy. So you got all the Lindy stuff early. You're always going to get the lines first. You're always going to be able to bet them first. Every single time. And then, in addition, you're going to get all of the plays throughout the day. And haven't really gotten to dive back into this slate since this morning. Had a meeting, had a couple of other things to take care of for the wifey. But the nice thing is that you bet throughout the day. You get kind of a wider array of bets. You can try to lock in a little bit of value here and there. You get an opportunity to find your way. Different times of the day is kind of an underrated part of betting. Trim down on your variance a little bit at times, and also finding what optimal windows work for you and your schedule. For me, that's going to be a lot of night before, morning of, and closer to lock. Those are going to be ones that really make out well for me. Trying to read the tea leaves. My guy DK at DFS, almost exclusively between the hours of like 9 a.m. Eastern until 2 p.m. Eastern. Like right in that window, maybe like 3 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, like a 6-hour window. You can routinely find him finding value and moving lines like crazy right around then. But nothing like a little props parlay here from my guy Jazz Raz, Ben Raza himself. If you guys aren't following him for college basketball, you're kind of doing it wrong. So don't do it wrong. Alrighty. We got ourselves more. Robert Williams, questionable. That's going to be one we're waiting on. Left knee injury management. Kind of makes me happy I haven't deployed anything on Klingon yet, because I kind of want to, but also what the shit if Robert Williams plays on a back-to-back here, and Shaden Sharp going to be out for a while. Vic Krejci's still out here. They don't really have anybody they want to deploy at center whatsoever whatsoever Yang Hansen in the G League. I mean, this is going to be so much Donovan Clingan, even against Brooklyn, in the event that you don't have Robert Williams playing basketball. So heed the warning. We might be firing stuff later there. DeJounte Murray, still the biggest Q tag, I think, left on our entire slate. Colin Sexton definitely impacts a little bit of what we're looking at. Trey Jones, Josh Giddey as well, hanging out there living his life because he got to know 36 minutes of him would be awfully nice. And yeah, we'll get into his rates. DeJounte Murray, though, that one's a biggie. Pretty straightforward what we're getting on the Dallas side. And I have one guy that we're going to be boosting quite a bit in terms of minutes. That's the nice thing about the Stokastic props tool. If you go through box scores and you're doing the research, you have an opportunity to have your own takes. And I have my own take on one thing there. Alperen Sengun, that's probably your biggest Q tag, but DeJounte Murray for props, going to impact it more. Although Jabari Smith, it would be nice to be on his rebounds. And I am on his rebounds from a pick'em perspective. So there is that. All right. We begin our boarding walk with the top of the props tool here. We're going to refresh and see kind of what's going on here. We've got Underdog, PrizePicks, Pick 6. I will say this. Pick 6 doesn't have a ton of value at the moment. And also, for my projection blend at the moment, I'm going 50-50, leaning a little bit more into the market projections. I suppose we can also go origination for a smidge more, just because it's earlier in the day. Earlier in the day, we're finding that the origination tools can really find you some edge, including this massive Hulk smash, Scoot Henderson. Now, the thing I want to kind of combine Scoot with right from the get-go for us, because yeah, I mean, Scoot, you're basically playing into like blowout scenarios for Scoot. Has played some more here, but on a back-to-back, I wouldn't be shocked to see his minutes a little bit more limited. He's been injured a majority of the season. And yeah, it's still a spot with Scoot right around 20-21 minutes where on this back-to-back, if they don't have to utilize him full blast, I don't think they will. Wait, what? Why not take the top 3 picks on the page for UD? I'm not saying we're definitely going to potentially here. I know you like other plays, but wouldn't it make sense to just grab those 3? Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're grabbing this. We're not going to be doing this with Denny, though, because you do get some negative correlation dips in some of these ways. And I think when you start taking all lesses here, you're drawing to blow out game scripts and just hoping none of the main characters are the reason that the game did blow out, or an unexpected Brooklyn blowout, which is very, 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 very unlikely to occur. So yeah, you're going to get something like this where Denny goes combined with it. And then you get this negative correlation dip. We're just going to add anything random to it. You're only getting paid 6.19x for 2 things that, I mean, for all intents and purposes, if Scoot has a bad game, Denny has a bad game, maybe Drew goes off, something of that nature. But more than likely, getting a negative bump for that doesn't make a ton of sense. So sometimes when they're from the same team, you got to be very, very careful. We were careful with that with the college basketball play, and then it ended up working out to fruition for us there and made me very, very happy. LeBron James is a minus 155 here as well. So you could go prize pick, but this is at 19.5, whereas on Underdog, it's at 20.5. So we definitely want to be on the Underdog side of that one. Josh Giddey 3s. Dude, has that just been a print fest or what? Remember when Josh Giddey couldn't shoot? Those are fun times. All right. So we got some Scoot going on here as well. This Cedric Howard one is kind of interesting, just in terms of assists. Memphis. Walking in Memphis. Walking with my 2 feet off of Beale Street. What do we got going here? Y-O-U-R. So where do we go here? Memphis. So been a hot second since we saw some Memphis basketball. But as you could probably tell, Memphis, are they a team that just eternally just, I mean, they're just going to limit everybody's minutes forever. They're not on a back-to-back, which is a good thing to note. but they got more guys active for them here in this spot. Ryan Rupert, I don't know if he got his contract stuff figured out. That would be interesting to know, because that definitely affects a lot of things. And Walter Clayton, if he ends up in there with Burton, Giroux, they can really limit everybody's minutes, really top them off at 28. But at least the pace has gone up, 243. I mean, it's just looking ridiculous for Josh Giddey today. I did want to try to see. Well, no, because it just got nuked for the multiplier, so it's almost useless. It would have been something we could have potentially utilized last night, but, that would have been too convenient. Chris Middleton sitting here with 3.3 rebounds. We've got some more scoot stuff going on here, but Gui Santos, we are the Knights who say Gee. I am quite positive. Let me refresh this, see if we got an ownership or a refresh. Nope, not yet. So it's still sitting there pretty flat. All three of these guys are in. Green, Melton, Porzingis. Let's get the newest injury report. I brought up Golden State beforehand. So with all of these guys in, and post questionable, sure, that probably impacts it a little bit. But I'm just surprised to see that. I mean, he opened at 16.5. Only at 15.5. I know he's been playing pretty sizable minutes. I get it. But I also get that this is a spot that, if they're getting progressively healthier here, 35 minutes of him would be pretty wild to me. I will say I am not surprised to see this line moving up here. I'm glad I didn't bet Washington yet. I still might, because I hate myself, and also the modeling is kind of all for it, but I don't even think dunks and threes was on that for what it's worth. Yeah. Kind of the inverse of where I was at, but I think there's a number of reasons for that. I think the minutes projections for Washington are just very, very interesting. Trae Young, you'd think you can start moving him up the totem pole to 21, 22, 23 with each start, but they have nothing to really ramp him up for. They want to lose. So keeping his minutes limited is the most important part. Absolutely, we're going to do a 50% boost on Underdog today. In fact, I've got a number of different things that we can utilize. So Scoot is still our best play. And then we've got Guy that I'm going to add to the mix. 50% boost. Yeah, we can utilize this full beauty, but just kind of building out a couple of cards, getting an idea of the lay of the land. One spot I did want to cover, I had said that there was one guy that I was just changing the numbers on. I don't see how you project Ryan Nembhard for fewer than 24 minutes here. And I just don't see how his assists aren't a good bet. I really don't. So yesterday, Ryan Nembhard gets the start. Played 26 minutes against Cleveland, and then they go out and beat Cleveland yesterday, 24 minutes of him. And you work through this rotation. Obviously, blowout run. They found a little something with Ryan Nembhard where he looked a little bit better for him. Very, very low usage. That's kind of what I'm worried with when you play alongside Flag. Even Max Christie, definitely Najee Marshall. They're definitely going to be the priorities in terms of usage. But Jason Kidd rolls him out in the starting lineup. Back-to-back games. He did get paid by this team, so they do like what they have with him. It's just, he's an undersized point guard that probably isn't the future of being a starting point guard for Dallas, but they for sure want him to be in some six-man capacity. Can't imagine they want him starting. The draft is a thing. That's going to be coming up. If you don't take a cuff in the top 2, I don't know what we're actually doing in life. That kid is so ridiculous. I hope he gets healthy. I want to see that kid healthy. He's not even healthy, and he's just looking ridiculous out there. But Ryan Nembhard did not close, which I find to be a little bit annoying. But look at these stints. They're so consistent. And even in blowouts, we got the same run with a little bit more of a stint here, which is obviously what inflated his numbers. So they're starting at the beginning of the first, second, third, and fourth quarter. Does Jason Kidd have to do that again? No, but it's definitely a trend. He didn't close any of these quarters, and Dallas is obviously playing for the future, so why not have Ryan Nembhard out there and develop him? Like, what are you doing with Brandon Williams at this point? I like Brandon Williams, but like, Brandon Williams is not a featured winning basketball player. And Ryan Nembhard could be. Right now, there's some obvious discrepancies because, I mean, he's a small dude. He's got some issues. 5'11". I said 6 foot yesterday. I give him too much credit. How tall is his brother? How tall is Andrew? Yeah, I was going to say a lot taller, 6'4". Kind of cool that they're both starting in the NBA, even if they're both on dog shit teams at the moment. But there's some good. We've seen some good out of Ryan Nembhard. Obviously, he was exceptional yesterday, but he's been getting acclimated. I mean, we had a couple of outlier games. This was, I believe, the game where we got the triple-double from him, or the double-double. Is that? Yeah, not triple-double. He can't do the rebounds, I don't think. But yeah, overall, I think you got to put him closer to the 24-minute mark. He's going to play 6-minute stints. I think 4.5 assists is just an absolute slam. Even if you make it like 22.5, 21.5. Like, all of these are positive EV. And I think it's more likely you just get the 6 minutes at the start of each quarter for him. I think he's an exceptional play. So I'm putting Ryan Nembhard in just from a minutes projection standpoint. I don't think there's a planet where we don't want to be utilizing him here. So our first card right out of the gate, pretty self-explanatory to me. A couple of them that really stood out. Bottoms up, and Ryan Nembhard, who I'm probably going to be utilizing in just about everything we talk about here, just because I do have a pretty calculated stand on a guy who is assist rate on the season. It's what he does. I'm not going to post the gimme play yet. I think, let me see, the gimme pick. I've got 4 days to use it. If I see something that pops up, like if I can do this with like a, so we'll just take whatever the first game is there. And, you know, if last night we had seen something where Giddey could show up and his double-double is just nuclear. His triple-double is unplayable. That moves it to just plus 323. We're going to find something real nice. Actually, if you guys want to get down, dirty, and bad, we can do something down, dirty, and bad right now. We can do the double-double search, which, again, I pointed out many, many moons ago that there are some outlier numbers that exist on Underdog, and now we finally have them featured in the app when they show up. Now, true odds, you're basing it off of some sharper books where they're existing, and obviously you got like a Bovada out there. Plus 1,100 would be a much better spot. Not that I'm going to encourage such things, but you know what I'm just saying. Just saying. Kristaps Porzingis plus 1,183 coming off of like the bubonic plague. Probably not going to be it for me either, but I did not 50% boost the first pick. No, I'm not going to boost that one yet. I think we're going to be able to find ourselves some origination goodness that I think can really help us on our journey to freedom here. We're going to be unlocked. Unlocked is where we're going to be. But just taking our little tour. We can actually group this by edge. So I don't know why I didn't just start with that. That would be good. Plus 880 on Cedric Coward. So we did talk about Cedric Coward being a guy that probably not looking like a lot of assists in his life anytime soon. One thing with Cedric Coward, been playing decent minutes and like rebound rate. He had a decent rebound rate playing alongside some of these like actual dudes. So we're just going to go Coward on. I just want to fetch stats with him on the floor. Let that run. All right. Trey Murphy has a gigantic number. Honestly, the Trey Murphy one looks pretty sick. Pretty darn sick. So does Taylor Hendricks. Dude, these Memphis guys might be actually semi-annoying to me today because We're very low on the minutes for Cedric Howard. Still have him for 5.2 rebounds. Probably not going to be anything for us there. But Taylor Hendricks, we've got a pretty decent minutes allotment for. $27 and change. I mean, that's pretty high. Obvious game environment. Neither team. Yeah, Murray with no DeJounte. You'd need no DeJounte. He's still questionable. I do think with an illness, it's just so hard for us to have an idea of what is going to happen there. But yeah, I would like the Trey Murphy long shot. So in terms of a Duke's Nukes, we've never done one of those live here on this show. So let's just do that. Murphy plus Hendricks. Duke's Nukes. Nothing like $1 to win 129.30 that's majorly positive EV, but probably going to lose. Just letting you know ahead of time in case there was any confusion. But you got Cedric Howard plus 880, Trey Murphy plus 1187. That's just a big, big number on his double-double. And you kind of compare that to the rest of the market. Kalshi would be the worst place on planet Earth to play that, so don't do that. Unless you're posting your own number and then you get that sniped. Then shout out you. You win at life. Hendricks plus 905 adjusted. Again, this is just based on the multiplier. So Hendricks has well, I guess everybody just bet that with me because it was just greater than 5.37x. Oh, man. You guys are crazy. I love this. I love watching it in real time get nuked. You don't want to be left out of a Duke's Nuke. Duke's Nukes are the new Blues Clues. Kristaps Porzingis with the bubonic plague. Still can't get there. But the nice thing about this specific screen here is that you just get to sort it by edge and it takes care of it. Like, you're going to find positive EV bets on an Underdog platform. You're going to find it on Bet365 every day. Compounding returns, again, very, very unlikely, which is why, we're putting like virtually nothing on it because your expected win percentage is not very high and we don't want you to go busto, but yeah, just got nuked. This is what happens when I stream now. This is what happens. Not Vanderbilt, Hendricks. Yeah, just got completely nuked out of this universe. What else we got here? All right, back to some plays for the people. I will say, this is kind of like my ideal days where all the good plays tend to be over on the Underdog side of things. It's because it's the best payout, not limited. Unlimited resource opportunity to smash souls. 6.5 minus 122 on both PrizePicks and Pick 6. So under assists is something in play. I did see there was like a 50% boost on Pick 6. So we could add that in the Pick 6 streets. I'm just going to add what we've got for like the best plays. Probably don't do this as much as I should. Jordan Goodwin, 5.5. We're probably going to stick clear of that at the moment. Cedric Howard. So we like the under of his rebounds. That's kind of interesting because, well, we just talked about the double-double odds and what that looked like there. Brooke Lopez, 4 kids, and I got to take all that ass to showbiz. Okay, get your kids. Just want to take a look at the best ones on Pick 6 because with the boost, it's really hard to kind of screw this one up. All right, front page. So we added all the main ones except for Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey, even though it's a better market-based play, and you're better off betting it here, with a 50% boost, I don't hate including something like that, as long as it's a 50% boost, and I read that correctly this morning, because 50% of plus 100 is useful. Obviously, it has to be in conjunction with 4 plays, I think was the minimum on it. So that's always tilting. We got a boozer free square for college basketball. That'll be fun to utilize. Not going to do it today. Maybe I will. I don't know. Never say never. Never say never. Didn't see the Beebs showing on in my head today. What happened? Revolt in the Discord. Polly Pocket last night? Yeah, Polly Pocket can be nice. The bookies are watching you, Eric. Yeah, I'm starting to figure that out. The bookies. That's an interesting way to say the books, my guy. Because bookies are different things. Wolf rebounds at 6 on PrizePicks. I've had a lot of people ask about Wolf rebounds, and I think it's an interesting talking point because I really don't know what to make of these minutes for him. I don't hate the idea of making Wolf on PrizePicks a play. At 6, that's definitely interesting, actually. Let me pull up PrizePicks too while we're kind of setting this up on pick 6. Get some of these posted. Wolf. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Yeah, we're going to like more on that for sure. So we head over to the odds screen. We put in Wolf. We hit enter because that's how computers work. And yeah, plus 105 there at 6.5. But when you go to like the alt lines, the 5.5 number, minus 170, plus 105, like right in that sweet spot. So at 6 being a push, we're in really good shape. Obviously, there's nothing to base it off of because, well, books love their hooks now. And they should. They should want people to, just not get refunded on shit. Makes sense to me. Danny Wolf, though, 5.5. Yeah, that's juice to the gills. We'll say this too. Minus 122, 6.5 is not where this is listed. So this is obviously incorrect because it is listed just at the 6. Otherwise, that would be the correct side of it, just from a market-based approach. But I like the more. I'm with you there. There were a couple of assist guys that I have written down too that I liked less on. First guy was Denny Avdia. Probably going to be a better bet at this point than a Pick'em square. That is for damn sure. And what happened to Trey Young? That was the other one that I wanted to look at because eternal minutes downside. Yep, probably going to be a stay away there as well. Bummer. Everybody's jamming is over? Interesting. It's actually a pretty nice negative hold. Do you know what that means? It means ARB. Got to have Hard Rock in place first because you got a number of books that you could ARB that with. Primarily Bet365. Bookmaker, probably not. Break even to BetMGM, but get those rewards points while you're at it. I trusted you. I trusted you, Polly. I trusted you to be one of the good ones in this world. To fight in the name of good and not evil. I was wrong. Let's compare some fantasy scores. Fuck this. Got some of this to use. So let's take a look at that pick 612 first. There we go. Parlay. LeBron. Was that LeBron assists? And Brook Lopez rebounds. Scroll all the way to bottom because they're playing at the end of the day. Or I guess 4.5 is kind of where you have to scroll to. That's silliness. Got Peyton Pritchard. Who took the picture of Peyton Pritchard? Where is this Pritchard fellow? There he is. And Josh Giddey taking over. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is that if you are going to do the Giddey one, you need to have the winnings boost. You just need to have it. All right. There's a 10 spot. Put 10 on it. Ba-dum, boom. This will be a quick way to fire $50 on this program today. There we go. There's 10 there. Now let's get the prize pick one in order. Promo code Lindy15 down below if you guys are interested in checking out anything. Hopefully you took advantage of the entire full week. That was promo code LWL. Free week. Seemed pretty good. Seemed like a pretty good deal to take advantage of. All right, so we got PrizePicks still going with LeBron hanging out there in the window. To the wall, to the wall, to the sweat drops down his balls. All these bitches crawl. Skeet, skeet, mother trucker. I got. I want to check the Nemhard piece. Nope. Let's see some Underdog. We're going to get some more Underdog, I promise you. I'm just trying to get something out for everybody and then get those over on tails, and then we can focus primarily on Underdog to finish it out. Denny, see that 6.5 assist number? I wasn't crazy. I wasn't crazy thinking about that. I love crazy. But we're at 60-40 origination, so it makes sense there. I do think this Kevin Durant one is a better ad. I stared at that for a long time as well. Kevin Durant, less than 10.5. Career low defensive rebounding rates. Well, since his rookie year, which, you know, if we count everybody's rookie year, Peyton Manning wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. John Elway would probably be a baseball player. Normal stuff. All right. Got 5 on it. Boom, boom. All right. And with that, I'm going to also share, save, copy, post this up on Tails for the people. These are all good things to do. And then we're going to get our Underdog freak on. Once again, if you guys go to tails.bet, you follow me over here, you're going to be able to see this in real time as it gets thrown up on the screen. So that's cool. I think that's pretty chill. Obviously, that's my stupid face getting ready for this show. But you know what? It's not so stupid today. I hate myself less than I did the day before. Radio. Today is the 16th, yes? And 0.1 units each. All right. Ends up being a little bit of work getting it all situated for you nice and purty. But we refresh. Once you know it. Boom. Wolf, Nemhard, Kevin Durant, Brooke Lopez, 4 kids. I can't do that one again. LeBron James, Peyton Pritchard, and one little more thrown in there for goodness. Josh Giddey, all by way of the Stokastic props tool. Pretty nice to have that functionality in there. Obviously, I've looked through a lot of these plays already, done some of the research stuff that we do, and obviously we walk through some of the rotations, injury reports, some of the implications, and as applicable, we can get into some rates. But I think it's time to focus on the one, the only Underdog. That's what the people come here for. It's the best paying out site of them all. One site to rule them all, one site to find them. Now, the Ryan Nemhard piece, I said I'm probably going to involve that in stuff more than likely over and over and over and over and over, despite the fact that, well, I just have more minutes on Ryan Nemhard than we do. 23.5, I changed it to. Boy, it looks good. Julian Champagny, rebounds plus assists. Interesting that that's now popping. Let's take a look into that. Rebounds plus assists have been very common lately because if you get a discrepancy where it's like 3.5, 3.5, and then you see 7.5, generally that's going to be an advantageous under. Not always. But yeah, minus 120, minus 125s, and you're getting the minus 115 side of it. Not a bad start. And if we have numbers that are backing it from a bottom-up perspective, if we're looking at the projection and life seems a little bit better for us, pretty easy to recognize that there's edge attached to it. And as long as you're being sharp about unit allocation, and some people would say, oh, you're understaking your wagers, you're overstaking your... You could flat bet and never have to think about it all that much. So there's a lot of like flat betting standard stuff that you can do. Are you maximizing your edge all the time? No, that's probably frustrating to some people being like, well, maybe you don't have the edge that exists forever there. Maybe they changed the payout scheme. You understaked yourself. You underbet. Well, maybe I did, but I made money. I made money over a long-term sample size, which if I could turn more people into profitable bettors, I'm probably doing my job correctly. Not a guarantee anything like that'll happen. I really hope so. I like to think I can be a force of good and change in this world, but sometimes no. It's all right. Can't save them all. You just save the ones you can. Julian Champagny, we've got him at 7.5 here. I think that's actually a pretty nice ad for a card. All right. Osei Ighodaro, man, 8.5 now. The Osei Ighodaro experience has been a wild one, no? Now, if you have Fliff, Yahtzee, enjoy. Bet 365, damn good find. Still looks pretty positive EV. And on Underdog, minus 110 market-based. We're getting close. LeBron assist did get jammed up over here, so that's why we utilized that over yonder way, over on pick 6. Reed Shepherd under 3s. Ime Udoka hates Reed Shepherd. I'm quite sure of that. Because this dude, yeah, it's so nuked. Under 3.5 is just nuked. What's the multiplier on it? .82x is not what you want to see this morning. That is not what we're looking for. Would you still take Eason at 9.5? Is he still at 9.5? I saw he was at 10.5 a little bit earlier. I'm always watching, always looking. It got to 10.5. Yeah, still at 10.5. I wouldn't play it at 10.5. Better at 9.5. Yet another good reason. If you guys follow me over here, you just click on my profile. I try to give out, the goods the night before. Obviously, I keep it internal for the Lindy's, Leans, Likes, and Locks to make sure that people who are subbed get hooked up with it first. But late night pick 'em. Late night, come home. Work sucks. And you saw the Josh Giddey one got obliterated. He's now at 10.5. The 9.5 is like 0.8x or some shit. Tari Eason 9.5. And Zion, the Zion one was kind of fringe, but when you have a ton of edge on the other two, I was all right kind of rolling out the Zion piece. There's obviously a big question mark influx. He's at 22.5 now. So shout out me. I did do my job correctly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Daddy needs a new bicycle. So we got CLV on everything on that card. I should have played that. So this is the example I'm bringing up. I should have played that for more. Like, obviously, I'm working on the optimizer stuff. We did the Duke's Nukes over there. Just wait. Wait till we get the optimizer going with this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll be able to kind of calculate out your edges and have an idea of where everything goes. Where is that? Did I make that many cards? I guess I did. Anyway, here's the $10 card. This is probably understaked in the grand scheme of it. Like, probably should have put more than 10. Probably should have done more, especially now looking at the edges and knowing, but a lot of those $1 ones are kind of just rotated around as optimizer plays. I'm working on it. When I'm able to introduce it and talk with you guys about it more, I will, because I just think it's going to be an awesome way to utilize Pick'em and get more volume down. Forgot we were doing Underdog. Not as juicy on the books. Ooh. For Reed Shepherd, yeah, they just got annihilated. The Reed Shepherd one got annihilated on Underdog. We can take a look at what every book is at here while we're kind of building out stuff. We got the Champagne piece. I doubt that moves while we're on this program. I know how many people don't want to take unders. I'm very aware how you operate. I want to put winning things together, and a lot of origination stuff ends up being overs night before for me. There's a lot of reasons for that. You want your overs. We can get your overs. Marcus Smart, seriously, plus 400 for 4 rebounds? Is that even real life? What? Absurd. Those are absurd kind of things. Absolutely absurd. It's a good one. McKinnon goal also feels gross as a pick-a-mad. McKinnon? Oh, yikes. I'm assuming that's on PrizePicks then. What is this? Props, bow tie. I mentioned Tails yesterday saying his model was based on your model. On mine? On mine? Isn't that nice? I'm there with you, Crispy. Who's Crispy? I hate unders. I can't watch when I bet him. Yeah, that was a sweaty under on the college basketball streets. Both of those ones were, but I get it. I totally understand. People want to cheer for something. They want to feel like they're live all the time. But under gets blown up in the first quarter and you feel like you're a douche lord. I totally get that feeling. Totally get that feeling. All right, let's get back to, oop, shit. Of course, I X out of it like a nincompoop. Do people really say that word anymore? I don't think they do. It's a ridiculous word. We got 8 minutes left in the program. Hit that like button if you could for me. Let's unselect these. Let's get ourselves back to Underdog for the time being. But I gave you a free glimpse at all of the things popping up at the top of the tool. This data is good shit. This is the good shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tight. Breaking Bad, so good. Cedric Howard, there's that assist that we had talked about here before. Another rebound plus assist. Should we just get... I mean, Oso was my boy, and now what happened to Oso? They just getting Oso dirty with him. All right, I know nobody wants to play this, so I'm just going to put 5 on this because I want to. I want it. I get it. Wemby rebounds got nuked a little bit here as well. Giddey now sitting there at the 10.5 nuke to the under. Taylor Hendricks remains in our lives right here. Although we now have a Duke's Nukes on him, so I'm not going for any negative correlation BS. And Chris Dunn talked about his assist rate the other day. I don't feel as good about Chris Dunn here against the San Antonio Spurs. Let's see if this had negative correlation to it. No, it's not dinging us. Could potentially put something in here. I think these are all pretty advantageous. Still like the Champagne one the most by a mile. Plus 4.5, 4.5, 8.5. Not going to be as advantageous, I don't think, from a market-based perspective, just on how I understand. Minus 110, okay. So it's at least the favored side. That's good enough. Chris Middleton, under 3.5 rebounds. How dirty do we feel about it researching here? Let's go rebound chances. Oh. Not that. There we go. Rebound chances. What do we got for Middleton? Let's actually do it on the rates page for us here. This would be a good way to find some really disturbing stuff. Hit that like button if you could for me as well. We still got a bunch of people watching over on X. Still got a bunch of people watching on the YouTubes. The best thing you can do, hit the little heart on the X so the algo knows that you like this. On YouTube, hit the thumbs up so that you can let them know that you like this and you want me to do more of this. Otherwise, probably won't do more of this because it's a ton of work to be able to do this in the afternoons. And, well, I want to be able to walk you through all the ins and outs. And some people would just be like, oh, you just turn your screen on and do whatever. And I'm like, yeah, to some extent, but got to carve out the time. You got to make sure that you let people know that it's going on. You got to make sure that you're doing all these other things. And you know how much I'm getting from this stream? $0.00. I'm doing it because I love you and I want to walk through the process of everything. LeBron James. Yeah, that got fucking nuked. Nuclear bombs. Julian Champagne, still our best that we got. Minus 115 already here as well. Stephon Castle, interesting. Stephon Castle, king of the castle, king of the castle. I'm in a chair. You do this, you do this. This is my sister. Fourth best prostitute in Kazakhstan. God, that castle one is hot. That castle one is hot. We just found some hot fire, I think. I think we found something like pretty boost worthy too. You know what? Let's do this with our boy Nemhard. Said I'm just in a different place. 6.47x, not horrendous. Not horrendous. We're gonna put 10 on that. Actually, I've got my bonus funds. Want to make sure I use those up. It's not a ton of negative correlation for 2 unders here on the Champagne and the Stephon Castle side of things. Boy, are those advantageous, though. There's this good one at minus 116. Why am I such a bitch? Why can I not click on that? What if his minutes been 18, 17, 14, and still just this is usage in some of those spots. Obviously, it's a low possession game against Boston. Good win. 11% usage. My God. Jordan Goodwin, 16.7% usage. .6% usage, and he still scored 6 points. Yeah, this makes me feel very uncomfortable. So now I am the pansy little bitch who's not going to take a lower when he should. So I guess I am just like everybody else. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No lines for Nemhard on FanDuel or DK. Yeah, so they've been pretty apprehensive for like these rookies that have been bench guys. For whatever reason, Ryan Nemhard really gets removed, and he has a superpower. When a guy has a superpower like this, and it's hard for them to pinpoint the minutes. It's very, 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 like if somebody on the Mavericks staff knew that he was going to play 24 minutes no matter what, the edge you'd have when the market is basically saying he's going to play like 18 minutes, 19 minutes, 20 minutes tops. Yeah, that's an edge that they don't want to deal with here. 38.3% from three as well. Not exactly horrendous in that department. Not the lowest usage ever either, but some of those flag minutes, obviously not on the floor together. So I expect when they share the floor together for his usage to be more in like the 16% type range going forward. You and me both, brother. You and me both. Jason Kidd is so annoying. I sincerely appreciate you, Zach Davidson. 25% booster for NBA on Sleeper. Ooh. You post yours, I'll pull it up on screen for the people. Don't you get paid likes, comments, and watch times? If not, why? It just nukes the numbers. You'd be shocked. You'd actually be shocked. This is my wife. This is television. What does he do? It's like, this plays cassettes. It's just for Crispy K too. Oh man. Show producer. He like shows the producer. He goes, no, keep the camera on him. All right. We've got two really advantageous ones here on the Spurs side of things, obviously. Champagny, Castle. They want to get the night off. This game wants to blow out really early, like a baby diaper. Shouldn't make that joke. I'm going to find out sooner rather than later. Yeah, if it wants to blow out like a baby diaper, I'd be down with it. Also, we have a ton of edge on this Josh Giddey threes thing. So like, fuck it. We're obviously going to be betting Giddey threes here as well. But for the pick'em people, get this up to 7x. Yeah. We'll put a little bit of extra coin on that one. Put 5 on it. Ba-doom, boom, doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, boom. It's like I'm playing slots and I'm just like $5, $10, $5, $10. With a Duke's Nukes. We got a Duke's Nukes out there for the people. On this program, a Duke's Nukes. I won't tweet it out because now it's gone, I'm sure. Like, what is like if I want to reuse them? What is the Hendricks and Murphy? Where are they at now? What have you people done? What have you done? They murdered my boy. Oh, it's still intact. Still intact. All right, I'm going to make sure that that's at the top. I'm going to hit one more. Duke's Nukes. Y'all, what are we doing here? Do you not love me anymore? I know it has like a win percentage of like 1%, but that's edge still. Relative to your bankroll, we can all do that. If you want, you can pull up the last two plays I posted there. Those are for the people not finding enough on Sleeper at the moment, and one of my tools is having issues. Well, I got tissues for your issues. Just kidding. I love you. I don't know why I said that. J Metal K. Where is my fucking dude? Where is he at? There he is. Look at this beautiful, handsome fellow. Live with Lindy box. Yep, I'm still researching and creating. He's firing up goodness for the people as is. Alex DeBricant. Should we throw that in? I know you were jerking him off, or like anti-jerking him off. Because you think he's going to suck and stuff. Oh, it got nuked over here. So yeah, that's going to be PrizePicks exclusive for you. DeBricant, Hughes, Rakel. Is that correct? Little Robertson assist action. Yeah. Live with Lindy chatter play. Ooh. Malkin. So let's research this together because I know kind of how you go about living your life. Oh, of course. Of course it gets nuked on this show. Of course. Just end me. End me. Box time. got more goodness going. J Metal K got back and he came in hot, coming in hot. Timo Meyer. What? As you can see, sometimes you just need to get to it early because now it will live. It's just dead. It's just dead. But we can pull up the NHL side of things. Might as well take a look on the way out. Alex who? Deepercant? I don't know how do you say his name. You act like I watch hockey. I don't watch hockey. I watch hockey during the playoffs. I watched it during the Olympics. It was fantastic. But also, I have no time. But I do have time to pull this up. We got ourselves Victor Olofsson. That's going to be a really good bet. We are way off market on that. 14 and a half minutes. It's a lot of shots in 14 and a half minutes. The guy must just be shooting his wad. Dougie Hamilton. Dougie under. Pavel Zacha. I feel like he's always at the top of this tool, is he not? And not in a good way. These are just all unders on points. Any of these look good? Any of these look good? Is Time Lord out today? No, not yet. It's really annoying. Questionable. Pull up the injury report. Might as well. I was looking at team rebound chances being a douche lord. Yeah, Portland doesn't want us to have nice things. They were one of the first. Very, very, very annoying. It's going to be so fun to watch this Portland team with like Dame, Drew, Tamani Kamara, Jeremy Grant, Donovan Clingan, Scoot off the bench, Chris Murray never to be found again. Boy, is that going to be fun. Oh, yeah, and Denny Avdia, he seems important to throw into the mix, too. Seems pretty good. All right. Let's finish out with another card. If we can get a Tri-Sport tournament going, that'd be fun. Tri-Wizard tournament action. Brock Nelson. There's this fellow. Lucas Raymond. Better bet. Yeah, not a ton of hockey value outside of Hamilton, Zacha, some of these under points, which I know is going to make a lot of people shiver, especially because there's so many correlated points combos kind of a deal. Does anybody take reverse where you can just take all the unders of the guys? Is there any book that lets you do that? Like you think a very popular line combination doesn't score that night? I'd be far more interested to play unders on popular line combinations. Like I would love to go on Kalshi and post that, but they don't have anything for that set up yet. That would be so hot though. That's hot. Man, Cedric Coward assists really just not even real life. Not even real life. I'm in NHL still. That seems bad. Here we are. 22, 24, 24 minutes. Tons more bodies active. Tons of other ways that they can finagle themselves out of having to play actual minutes. Low assist numbers. What's his assist rate? Obviously, the guys he's played with now, the guys he is playing with now, very different than what we've seen from him, like, I don't know, the whole year. So there's that. Um, who am I even talking about right now? Cedric Coward. There we go. Didn't see his name. Not nothing, but I mean, just such limited minutes. We'll get a little something something on this to round it all out. I do like that Castle play a lot. Castle, I might like a little bit more just based on what I'm looking at data wise here. I mean, obviously, you look at his shit and you're going to be like, you're a moron because, again, nobody wants the overs. That's coming from a guy. I like Stephon Castle a ton. I think he is extremely good at basketball. But this is against a Clippers team. There's definitely some blowout concern. No Kawhi. And Stephon Castle. I think there's a lot of ways that this can work out for us. 7.5. De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox has been getting himself involved in basketball games. Finally. Yes, De'Aaron Fox. Yes, De'Aaron Fox. Yes. About gosh darn time. And that Shenpenny one, we've utilized here quite a bit. We've got the Giddy one, still going to be a better bet. So kind of wait on that one. Actually, for my purposes and your purposes, and just taking a look. Let's see where that Giddy number exists and where it lies. Plus 115. It's hurtful. Wonder if no Big Profit X folks can post it there. Post to Kalshi, see what you can get. Still playing roster. Not Memphis, that's for sure. I like Fox assists. I don't mind that. I actually don't. I mean, we're starting to see Fox a lot more involved. Finally. They need to get him going. They need this man going. And obviously Castle's been the major distributor between the two. But it's nice to see him get back to fruition here. De'Aaron Fox is a dude still. He's a dude. Sacramento, valuable. It's only 28. Man, time flies when you're, I don't know, dying. Like I'm dying. Jordan Goodwin, that points one, man. Punch me in the dick. Chris Dunn, still sitting there. Dun. Derek White, we haven't talked about him whatsoever. This is a minus 115 market. Sorry. A lot of unders in the tool today. A lot of unders. Penny's got it at minus 131. Yeah, that's going to be an auto ad. Sorry. It's all about beating the minus 115 threshold. It's all about beating it. No matter what, no matter where. Top down, bottom up. Don't give a shit. Obviously, we've been leaning a lot more into the market lately, the last week or so, mainly because I want to make sure I'm constantly getting you that good. But we're going to put 10 on this one as well. I'm going to post all the $10 cards that we ended up making here. We already have over on Tails posted. Yeah, boy posted. That's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Got ourselves PrizePicks. Danny Wolf, Nemhard Durant. We got ourselves some Giddy with the Lopez Williams Pritchard piece. And then we fired up some goods over here. $10 there, $10 there, $10 there. There's another one in there somewhere. 10, 10, 10. Okay, so we had 3 of those and then a couple of 5s in there. We have the Duke's Nukes. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to post the 3 $10 cards with the Duke's Nukes just because obviously the Giddy one we already have attached to pick 6. So I'm not going to double down on that. And Eudora Shenpenny was a placeholder because I was trying to build out the full card of how we could go about it. Didn't really like Iguodala all that much. So again, working on the optimizers so we can potentially have people be able to rotate tons of positive EV cards. Something I'm building out. It's going to take a little bit of time, but how much time I have these days is definitely unknown. It's just fun, and obviously, it's a fun way to get a couple $100 down, knowing that like more than likely when you're rotating between 50 different plays, you're not going to get blasted. But how do you find 50 different plays? Can you do that specifically through anything else other than this? No, you really got to be over in the Stokastic, utilizing this on a day in, day out basis, utilizing Odd Chopper to find yourself market based plays. Now that we can filter by edge, we can filter by true odds and have an idea where it's like, all right, well, we're gonna have to scroll down a little bit to be able to find some advantageous numbers here, but we were able to hit some college basketball goodness. Not like I knew who the fuck was playing. Oh, you mean like croquet? Fuck croquet. There you go. Josh Minot. Josh Minot 3-pointers? That's a thing? Remember when Josh Minot was actually on a basketball, like a team that mattered, Boston? RIP. It's in -137 Caesars. So again, this is taking a lot of the market-based data, but -109 at DK, we're probably going to be steering clear of the atmosphere over that one. But just as an example of being able to kind of utilize the market to dictate some of your play, utilizing the market to help guide you. Kristaps Porzingis threes. What a time to be alive. Yeah. Lots of good stuff over here. Lots of good stuff. You taking Lopez for anything? Probably under 4.5 rebounds. Trey Jones over 5.5 dimes. Take a look at it on the way out. I mean, obviously, I'm on the giddy triple-double, so I won't go crazy with this. Man, it's close. There's some market discrepancies here. We've got a even money here on Bet365. -110 over on DK. Why is DK not populating as the main book here? I'm a little confused. But yeah, Penny's definitely, not to make Penny the say all end all, because a lot of people do or have once upon a time. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think it'd be a little ridiculous when you have so many data points and you're going to be able to look at individual markets for Pinnacle and have an idea of which ones you might want to base them off of and which ones you might not. But -110, -120. That's fascinating to me that Trey Jones would be. I'm going to have to look into that more. I mean, the Colin Sexton piece is obviously huge for Trey Jones. It's irrelevant to Josh Giddey because Josh Giddey's going to be playing a ton either way. And it would actually be really good to have minutes with Colin Sexton as opposed to a Trey Jones, purely because assist rate alongside should be useful. Yeah, a lot of Josh Minot over threes. Not even going to play that much. On the cusp of playable, the under of his points. Threes. I mean, we've got it pretty above market, but obviously there's a lot of game scripts you have to build in that are injury and blowout, especially with a team like Brooklyn. But yeah, the market is very much on the over of Josh Minot here. Curious why that is. Not seeing it off the top of my head. Just some ridiculous offensive output in very limited time. Atlanta, Philly, Detroit. Fascinating. Fascinating. If we lean all the way into the market, I'm wondering if Josh Minot actually shows up. PRA, slight under. Market-based trashing it. Portland is not a good matchup for anybody at this point in time. Yeah. We got to pay attention to the Murray Q tag too. I'm going to find something out that I want to do revolved around that. But overall, I feel good about the work that we've done here. And yeah, the Trey Jones one, I'm a little bit confused. Assists 5.7, because that's the under. It's right there. Let's see, it's over. Oh, it's close. I mean, just a better bet overall. If you're looking at Onyx DK, probably a little, it's probably on the outside looking in there at this point. Kawhi over points. He's hurt. He's not playing. Doubtful. He turned his ankle this weekend. So letting that be known, Josh Gillum. So that's going to do it for me today. Hour and 20 in the books. Again, it seems to be like the number that we've been going in on some of these. But if you guys appreciate it, or if you have enjoyed watching this content, being able to talk through the process of a ton of cards, make sure you're over on tails so you can tail them exactly as they are. Because when I post them and have the money there, you can click the tail button and tail them at the sports book of your choice. Be able to see, does it surpass the odds that we're getting at a static line shop like PrizePicks, Underdog, Pick Six, where it's you're getting paid the same minus 115 more or less. Obviously, we have the multipliers. We can do that math for you. We've been doing a lot of that math for you here overall, but we got that. We got a nice little Dukes Nukes mixed into it as well. Good time. So I'm going to post the Underdog cards over on Tails here right now as soon as I hit the end button. But I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Yes? 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 Show's awesome, Lindy. I'll start watching it daily. Thank you so much, Sir Manning. It's been awesome. Always a pleasure, Lindy. Thank you, J Metal K. Also, insanely sharp individual, as is Clintwood83. Smashing in the DFS streets for years now. Love to see it. Thanks for coming and kicking it, my guy. And then hopefully we win all the monies from Waylon Jennings. Really, really appreciate that. Guys, I am out of here. I'm Eric Lindquist. Bye.